Good evening and welcome to FicklinTV. I'm your lovely host, your mother's favorite mother, MuvaFicklin. Tonight we're going to be discussing why women in America are not oppressed. We are joined by the lovely, self-proclaimed feminist, Erica Walker, as well as Kendall Ficklin, serial entrepreneur and misogynist, my husband.
Just win.
We're going to jump right into it. Candidates, we just ask that you please keep your answers brief and under 2 minutes, as we would like to keep this entire recording under 30 minutes.
All right.
Erica, we're going to begin with you since this debate actually began in a vlog we shot yesterday evening. My first question is, why call yourself a feminist? Isn't that exclusive? Shouldn't you call yourself a humanist or an equalist?
I'm a woman, so I automatically am for equal rights for men and women. That word just means that women and men should be equal as it relates to politics, economics. And I think it has a bad connotation, but that's why.
How do you feel about that word, Kendall?
I think, like she said, that it has a strong connotation attached to it that can sometimes be perceived in a negative light.
Back to your reasoning, Erica.
We're not professionals. You have to do piece by piece. Okay? We don't get training on this, right?
Mr. Ficklin, I'm going to have to ask you, please.
All right, excuse me.
Please do not talk out of turn.
All right, Mama. My apologies.
Why does feminist behavior in relationships make so many people uncomfortable?
Because anytime you talk about inequality, people get uncomfortable. I think it comes with race, religion, anything. I think whenever you start talking about this isn't fair or this is not equal, people want to shut you down and just be like, we ain't talking about that.
But why do men feel they always have to pay? Even in long-term relationships. If a relationship is equal, shouldn't both parties be open to pay?
Oh. If you go on a first date and the guy's like, and the check comes, and the guy pushes it to you, you look at him like, yeah, you see what I'm saying? Because men are looked at as to be the one to provide. It's just a role. And I think that it's like that because both parties expect it. It's kind of what's understood doesn't need to be said. It's the type of situation.
It's a cultural bias. Erica, doesn't your side say that gender roles should be ignored? Shouldn't everyone be treated as equal? How can we get people more comfortable with ignoring these gender roles and traditions, therefore more comfortable with equality?
I don't think that's everybody's perception. I feel like in 2016, a lot of people are thinking differently. I think your thoughts are traditional thoughts, and there is a part of the population that are traditionalists, and so they do expect particular gender roles, but I'm not like that. There are certain things that I don't believe are still valid. Times have changed. I feel like the reason why primarily women didn't work is they didn't have the right to. Like, just the way of the world is different. You have some men who are stay-at-home fathers. You have some men who do go out and work, but their significant other is the breadwinner in the relationship. I've worked in corporate America where there are several women whose husbands stay at home. They do it, and those women have no problem with going out and getting it because whoever they're with, they've kind of put their lives on hold to go after the things that their wives wanted. So if that meant that her job was relocating and she has a better job and position and is making more than you, then it only makes sense.
So Kendall, are you aware of unequal pay for women?
Yes, I am absolutely aware of unequal pay
Do
in
you
certain
agree with
situations. Do I agree with unequal pay?
Yes.
No. Would you like for me to expound?
Please.
Okay, thank you. I'm a businessman. So I believe in the job is the job and the pay is the pay no matter what face is attached to the job. Period.
Okay.
I think it's situational because, as Erica just pointed out, you have women who are making more money than a lot of men. And you have women who are bossing up that are really leading the way in a lot of areas because women are that valuable. I think that a lot of the stigmas that happen are caused because you playing that game. When you playing in a certain game, there's certain rules and certain things that apply. And I feel like there are women who chose to not play that game. And those are the women who are winning. You say you can't come into this game and try to play by your rules. This is my game. You got to play by my rules.
I agree with that.
That's time, Erica.
I do agree with that. I think in the business world, business owners are going to make the decision that they want to make for the business. So I don't think that is fair if I'm doing the exact same job as you and I'm getting paid less. I think
that's not fair.
I don't agree with that, but that happens all of the time.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't say all of the time.
It happens a lot.
It occurs. It happens.
It happens more often than not.
This is the thing with the women are oppression thing, because the same thing that you're saying that happens with women, it also happens with a black man versus a white man.
Yeah, that's true. But
the same exact thing.
But that's its own. That's why there's a feminist movement, because that's specific to women. You have other movements that are specific to races, like Black Lives Matter.
How can we explain the rise in wages in fields such as cooking, which is now shifting from predominantly female when it started, now it's shifting to male, and the raises in that field are now, coming. Men are actually getting paid more to be chefs and cooks, more so than when women were in that position. How can you explain that?
Well, one thing, it's called inflation. Like, over time, you get paid more. That's number one.
I mean,
it's true. It's true. It's true. But outside of the jokes, the second thing is that I really believe that when you say that it's become a male-dominated industry, that means that there are more males in the industry than women. Why that is? I don't know. Maybe they're going after different type of fields and not dealing in those aspects because it feels too much like being domestic.
So, do you feel that more women, Erica, do you feel that more women should be in leadership positions to pull more other women into leadership roles?
If I were to be a VP of some corporation, I would want to see diversity in my direct reports. Like, I want to see men, I want to see women. But yes, I do think that a lot of the men who are at the top of these corporations, a lot of them, first of all, are in fraternities, and they do look out for their brothers. So I think we automatically do that because we know it's not a lot of us out there who look like us that are in these places. So I do think just naturally.
Let me ask you a question. What is it about the
Excuse
women
me,
that
I'm
are...
asking the question.
I'm coming. What is it about the women that are in those positions that got there? What is it about them that gets them there?
Good question.
Thank you. That was on my... I was getting to that.
A lot of
questions on
it.
All right, sorry.
A lot of it has to do with politics. My job is politics. A lot of it is patting backs and appeasing and
kissing ass.
All of corporate America is kissing ass. But what I will say is a lot of the ones at the very top, I think men do like the strength of a woman. I think they do like seeing women be assertive, depending on the man. And I do think those people, when you show a little sassiness, I find that people gravitate towards that because it's like, oh, you're not playing that submissive role. You're not just going to do what you're told. Like for example, the VP that I work for, everybody around him is a yes man, and that's because they know if I try to argue with you, you're going to shut me down.
And you argue.
And I argue.
But you know what? I don't think that's women or men related. I think that's a characteristic of a good
leader.
It doesn't matter what they face.
But the thing is, you ask why the women are they in those places, and that's because they're showing those characteristics. Okay. And now he'll come to me and ask me my opinion about stuff.
It's a lot of times we will value a woman's opinion more. Which brings me to the point of...
Go ahead. And this question I can ask both of you. Erica, have you ever felt that you were being critiqued or seen as bossy because you have the sassiness?
Yes.
And Kendall, have you ever being in a leadership position, do you worry about being seen as bossy or being called a boss? Because women often face this when they are in leadership positions.
Yes.
Of going too hard.
Yep.
You don't understand.
Yes, you don't understand.
Let me.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I understood.
Erica.
Come on.
Come
on, guys. Come on.
Sassiness, yes. Last week somebody was like, oh, you are very sassy. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm just being who I am, and I'm demanding respect. I'm not trying to come from a place where I'm trying to assert myself on you. But I know that when you look at me, you're expecting to get over on me. I do think that can sometimes be a downfall. For me in particular, no, because I think people look at me, oh, you're so cute. And then when I show them that, okay, I mean business, I think they're like, oh. But I don't like that connotation. I don't like that just because I'm a woman, that's perceived as sassy. If a man was to say the same thing, Are you gonna call him sassy?
Right.
Like, no.
Well,
He's just being him.
So,
He's
Kendall,
just being himself.
That segues into my question for you.
Mhm.
Being in a leadership position, have you ever feared being seen as bossy or called bossy or sassy, as Erica put it?
No, that ain't no problem.
No.
No.
And you don't fear it because you're a man.
No, not because I'm a man. That has nothing to do with being a man.
What does that
Let me tell you why. You don't feel bossy when you comfortable in what it is that you're saying. You know, like, you adding value. You comfortable in yourself, and you just know what it is. So I don't have to come at you and feel like I'm being bossy when I'm just telling you factual situations, or I'm just telling you things that it is that you need to do. For instance, if I have a coaching client and I'm coaching them, and they're not doing something that I'm telling them to do, and I'm getting a little more aggressive, right? It could be seen as, oh man, he bugging. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I'm not even thinking about you feeling like that. I'm not even thinking about you thinking that I'm bugging. I'm thinking about, I hope you feeling me so that you understand what I'm saying. Like, my mind doesn't even drift to feeling like, oh, they might think I'm bossy. I'm drifting to, I hope you feel me because I want you to win. I think the sassy word just comes because, like, you're not going to come to a man and say, oh, he being sassy. You're going to say, hey, he being
an asshole.
Exactly. But you're going to come to a girl and say she being sassy because sassy is associated with women. It's a word that's associated with women. There's nothing wrong with that. We got to stop being scared to say what's associated with what.
No,
sassy is a woman word.
Do you think women aren't hired on the basis of you will have a family soon and you need to devote your time there? Or people fear hiring women in a prime marriage and baby having stage in fear that she'll leave that position to devote her time to her family?
I think it depends on the company. You have companies that don't offer maternity leave as they should to women, and I think that is effed up. I got 3 kids, so we already know how I feel about that. I don't think it's a woman thing. I think if you add that much value, and I see, like, if I want to hire you and you add that much value to me and my company, and you say you about to have a baby, and if my company gives maternity leave, take 3 off, take 6 off, matter of fact, and come back ready.
Exactly.
You can't answer this.
Erica.
Yeah, maybe I can't answer.
No. Being in HR, do you think that?
I thought you asked my opinion about that.
Okay, but your turn is over.
My 2 minutes weren't over though. It was only at like 56 seconds. Like, so I would like to finish what I was saying. I mean, she gets to finish what she was saying.
Go ahead.
I think sometimes, no matter how much value the woman brings, there are some companies that wouldn't do that. But that goes back to what I said earlier about that's their game. Why force yourself into a game that you don't want to play?
We know how you feel about that.
Okay, we understand.
Now,
but Erica, being in HR and actually seeing resumes come across your desk on a daily.
I think if a woman comes in and is pregnant, red flag. I haven't seen it directly because, of course, no one's going to say I ain't hiring her because she's pregnant.
Exactly.
But
that undertone is there.
I do think so. Because they feel like you're not going to be focused, or I'm going to teach you this job and then you're going to go out for 3 to 4 months.
What about the men? Why isn't feminism concerned with the men?
Because feminism is equality for women. If men want equality, which obviously is not that big of an issue for them because they obtain the majority positions, then they need to create their own movement. But men are in a good place. You know what I mean? Not necessarily black men. Now, that's a whole different conversation. So I'm not concerned with men's rights because they have more rights than women do. So,
Kendall, any response to that?
I mean, I don't see how men have more rights than women. I thought all of us had the same rights, up underneath the same law, up underneath the same constitution. So,
take the constitution and the law out of it. In your regular everyday life.
In my regular everyday life, I don't feel like men have more rights than women. I feel like that each of us have our own set of issues that we need to deal with.
This is true.
That we have to deal with. And I think that the feminist movement are just a group of women whoever started it, a group of women who decided to bring some noise to their part of the issues. The men have their own side of issues. Where you talk about people like Minister Farrakhan try to help fight them issues. People like Steve Harvey help them issues. Jay Morrison. These are people.
What are their issues? So
first off, making it home alive. That's a huge issue. That's number one. Number two, you got to think a position can look very. See, these positions they don't just come with fun stuff. Like they come with headaches. They come with stress. They come with problems. They come with issues. They come with a lot of things. The feminist movement feels like that the men have it better. It's almost like that grass is greener on the other side thing. It's almost like you got to understand the grass ain't green on the other side. It's greener where you water it. I think that women should just focus on just being dope women.